Alright, so Apocalypse of the Gods chapter number 13. And usually I don't make a separate spoiler video for this, but this chapter is pretty crazy, so I had to talk about it. No translations as of yet though, so let that be a preface. This is going to be my interpretation of the panels that we see here. Context may change drastically when we get the translations, but I had to bring this to you guys. With that said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video so you don't miss the full breakdown when it's up, and also shout out to the members as always. I appreciate all the support. So the first thing we see is basically Ares freaking out like he normally does, and then he gets to a point where he like picks up Hermes and is like intently questioning him, and Hermes looks especially sinister here, more sinister than usual. So it seems like this is gonna be talking about the details of why Suzaku is the unfair, because if you remember a couple chapters back, Ares didn't know the truth but he acted as if he did. So it seems like that's gonna be what he's talking about, because obviously this shit isn't in good faith, whatever the case. And then it looks like we're gonna get like a little montage of some of the other outer gods like Ku, Wukong, Belial, and Ahura Mazda during that speech. And Zeus gets riled up during it, starts pulsing his veins. So I can't wait to see what dialogue is said there, but it's gonna be interesting to say the least. We get a couple cool shots of Suzaku as he squares off with Indra. He's sweating, seems like he's taking Indra seriously. They're going back and forth. The martial arts are crazy. And it looks like Indra is winning, okay? He's landing strikes on Suzaku. Crowd's going crazy. Shiva's hyped up for his boy. And Indra is winning with the advantage with his lightning, preemptive strikes, his counterattacks, all that. But then it gets to a point where Suzaku, who's battle damaged, starts walking up like he's aura farming, and something shifts. In that moment, there's a close-up of Suzaku's eyes. Indra goes to attack him, and he comes away with his hand looking like this, right? And we find out that Suzaku has this ability, which if you read One Piece, it's almost reminiscent of like a hybrid form, because obviously he's the vermilion bird. He has like bird-like spiky feathers that come out of his body. Now this is the first image. That's what Indra ended up punching, but he ends up like enveloping this whole thing over the majority of his body. It goes all the way down his arms and it gives him claws. This seems to change the tide of the battle dramatically. Amazing panels, amazing shots. Indra's arm is fucked up. Or around Suzaku is menacing as hell right now. And they continue staring off, facing down. But like I said, things seem to change from this point forward, because now Indra has to worry about where he punches because he's going to damage himself. And also Suzaku can like send these spikes out and they basically like crash into Indra, and it looks like Indra is severely impaled. Like these spikes go through his body is what it looks like. Initially this may just be sticking within his back, but he keeps on moving forward, keeps on fighting, and they kind of just push forward. Now the last panel of the chapter, it looked as if Indra was going for a counterattack, going for a strike on Suzaku, but Indra has this massive slash down the center mass of his chest. The bottom kind of looks as if maybe Suzaku was also hit, but I can't tell, I can't make it out. And it does seem like Suzaku just caught Indra by surprise with this attack, which is a far cry from what was happening with his subordinates fighting Indra. So this is crazy. Indra, it's not looking too good for him. Suzaku, he's putting on a show right now with his bird form. Honestly, I didn't expect that, and it's pretty unique and cool. I like this fighting style from him, and the martial arts look crazy throughout this whole chapter. These two are just going back and forth. Really excited. So I can't wait for the translations and the explanation for this ability and the explanation for what the hell Ares and Hermes were talking about. But I wanted to bring you guys this quick little update. Now in other news, we did get confirmation that season 3 of the anime will be releasing this year in December 2025. Also, the initial teaser trailer only had aspects of the Hades and Shin fight, which made some people question if they were only going to be animating that fight for this season or potentially ending the anime with that fight, but that is not the case. So they are confirming that they will be animating Shin Shi Wang versus Hades, Apollo versus Leonidas, and of course Beelzebub versus Tesla. So we will get the traditional 3 fights per season. Unclear if we are going to get all 3 fights released at once. Last time they released 2 fights and then the Buddha fight released later, so maybe something like that will happen again. Susanoo and Okita, that will not happen till a potential season 4. If you missed any of the Apollo versus Leonidas fight. I have a whole video breaking down that full fight in its entirety, so you can check that video out to prep you for the season if you'd like. And also, apparently, there is a new animation team working on it, so we'll see if it is better or worse. A lot of people have complained that the Record of Ragnarok anime isn't the greatest. I do think it could be better, so hopefully the new team improves on what we saw. But it's good news for Record of Ragnarok as a whole that they're going to put out more content. Like I said, the breakdowns for both the Apocalypse of the Gods chapter and the main series Record of Ragnarok chapter will be out as soon as I get the translations. Stay tuned for all that. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.